What's up, everyone? I'm Cecil Laird.
Jaime and Fuego here.
And this is your horror show news
with boobs! You wanted more, you're getting more.
Very much more, because we've already had more shots than usual going into this thing.
We listened to our fan questions.
They wanted more, you're getting more. But quite honestly, part of the reason is because we just filmed and are, in fact, just about to finish uploading our reaction to what, Fuego?
The dark... Can I say the F word? Can I say the dark
Go ahead,
fucking
we're drinking,
tower,
so,
man?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Dark fucking tower trailer.
Yes, the dark fucking tower trailer. You know, and for many fans of the series, it's been decades. I was moderately whelmed is the best way that I can describe it. However...
I really dug it.
Yes. It looks super
We'll
badass.
link to it at the end of this episode,
Yes.
you guys. But we are going to get into this week's top horror news stories, as we usually do. And of course, Fuego, why don't you lead off with story number one?
We are leading off with the story that M. Night Shyamalan took to Twitter, surprise, surprise, to say that his massively successful most recent film, Split, has a sequel coming, which, in just surprise, surprise,
not only his most recent film, Split, but also has another sequel coming.
Yes, indeed. It is tying in with his earlier film from 2000, I want to say. Like, we are reaching that far back. Unbreakable, man. And this is before everything was like super crazy status as far as like superhero films being 2, 3, 4, 5 times a year. DC, Marvel, Fox, everybody getting into play. And it is called Glass, which is a very cool title.
It makes sense. Think about it, because the first title was about Bruce Willis's character, Unbreakable. Second title was, of course, about James McAvoy's character, Split. Third one, who actually is named The Horde.
Yes.
But they didn't necessarily name the first person, but each film has referred to the protagonist?
Yes.
I mean, no, the guy in Split was the protagonist. I don't know. Was he the protagonist or the antagonist?
I would say he was the antagonist because of the fact that you had
Anya Taylor-Joy was, I guess, the protagonist, but really you were in it for the Horde. Nonetheless, the point is, the third one...
because you sympathized with his character, right?
Right, yeah.
I mean, he had the most backstory, the most, just
Well, it was his origin story. It was his origin story, so that's why I think they named it after him.
Hell of a performance, dude.
So does that mean, then, so Unbreakable was Bruce Willis's origin story, Split was the Horde's origin story, does that mean that Glass, we're going to get a bit of Samuel L. Jackson's origin story?
I think maybe some backstory.
I think we'll have to, and I think he's going to latch on to either Donald Glover or John Boyega. Reach out to one of those two guys, because they are the hottest people in Hollywood right now.
Yeah, I mean, if we're going to do like a younger version of the character, I think that those are two of the primest and most badass options possible. I mean, Boyega would be my vote because of the fact that he was so insanely awesome. Although I cannot recall the name of the actor in Get Out.
Oh, that's true.
Dude, he would be so on point. And
true. Good point.
Yeah,
good point.
Good point. On point. Exactly right. But
he was really good in that. Yeah, he would be really good as a young Mr. Glass as well.
Yeah.
Because remember, whoever he is going to have to... Well, they'd have to have a few different versions of him as a really young kid.
We don't even know if we're going to get that, though.
No, we don't. No, but I'm positing. I'm assuming that we've gotten the origin story of the other two, and if this one's called Glass, you'd have to assume there's going to be his origin folded into it.
That's actually a very wise analysis.
Well, I mean, it makes the most sense. So we'll find out just exactly why his motivations were to crash the train in Unbreakable. And to do whatever he's going to do in this upcoming movie. So
a film way ahead of its time, as you and I have discussed.
God, I love that movie, though.
Yeah.
The Sixth Sense and Unbreakable are M. Night's two best movies, and I think, honestly, following it up is going to be Split. Yeah. I thought Split, I liked Split, and I
think we hyped it a little bit for you, though.
I like Split, and I like Signs quite a bit. Although Signs, the logic behind Signs was utterly ridiculous. Man. Split was cooler than that.
Actually, I don't even remember Signs very well, so we're in total fine territory.
Well, the fact that aliens came to conquer Earth, and their two weaknesses are water and wood.
Yeah.
two of the most abundant resources on the planet. So pretty.
Let them have it, man.
Pretty dumb. Anyway, second up, Fuego. Let's move on to the second story.
Second up, yes. Everybody knows about Glass. It's going to be badass. But
so the second story is all about the fact that, we got the, is it an official release date, right?
Yes, official release date for Tremors 6. Now, a lot of people were laughing. They were like, oh, the guy from Malibu's Most Wanted and the first couple Scream movies is going to be in a Tremors movie. And honestly, I think Jamie Kennedy is really on par quality comic relief. It's like you have to utilize his talents properly. He cannot lead a film.
You're talking about from the last one when it was Tremors Bloodlines.
Exactly right, which was Tremors 5 and now Tremors 6, which is currently filming in Canada and
South America, probably?
South Africa.
South Africa, right.
Yeah, if I'm not
that
mistaken.
Makes more sense,
yes, it has an
official... Because I think that's where they filmed the last one, was South Africa.
Totally. Yeah. And then it has an official release date of January
30th, 2018, you guys. So we won't get it this year, but we will be getting it at the very beginning of next year, which is strange because usually January is a bit of a dumping ground for horror movies.
But it's going to be VOD.
VOD, right, exactly.
Yeah, it's like right to it.
So all of us fervent fans can watch it right away, and I will. Yeah. So I can't help it. I love that.
Both of us
The Tremors movies are just one of my absolute favorite horror series of all time.
I love them. Although
I love the second one, or the last one that we got, rather.
Oh, yeah.
I thought Bloodlines was great because even though it was mostly CG, the actual graboids looked really scary.
They totally did, especially that opening scene where the guy went down into the lower cavern type thing. That was badass.
Yeah, and even the ass blaster that we saw briefly. The South African versions of the graboid and the ass blasters were both more intimidating than the old ones for sure.
And was that not cool, the fact that they added different mythology based on the area of the world?
Sure. Well, it would make sense. It would stand to reason that cultures would be formed differently depending on their experience with whether or not they had seen a graboid or not. Absolutely.
Yeah, and also territory and ground overlaying and stuff like that. This new one is supposed to be taking place in a Canadian frosted kind of
I think that's okay, but here's the idea I have.
That's what I'm asking.
I'm going to give you my pitch. What I would like to do with the Tremors franchise, I think Tremors Origins is in the in the wings. I think...
But we still have the Kevin Bacon series.
No, I know. The Kevin Bacon series is coming. But the Origins series, what I would like to see is the first time we see the graboids in America dealing with tribes of Native Americans, or a tribe of Native Americans. I think that'd be really cool because they don't have cement to hide on and stuff like that. People could literally get plucked out of their teepees and stuff like that, and it would be really scary.
So
you're always vulnerable.
True on
origin story, prequel.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that would be fun. But nonetheless, for the time being, we're getting a genuine sequel to the last film with Michael Gross and Jamie Kennedy reprising their roles, of course. So
both very awesomely.
It's exciting. So we shall see how it goes, but I am optimistic based on the last one.
Yes, indeed.
So what's next?
Yes, the next story is the fact that a film that I was hoping so adamantly was actually going to happen.
You were holding on to irrational hope there.
Dude, I was grasping at straws. I was holding out every bit of it. But apparently there was a Ridley Scott interview that he recently did with a Japanese. Thank you, News of Boost. There was a French television station that he talked with recently, where he was basically talking about the fact that Neil Blomkamp had this idea and that everything was moving forward until he jumped in and took stuff over, and he gave some clarification, at least as far as Ridley goes. He said, yeah, there wasn't really a script. It was more so a 10-page outline, and there was some animation and some ideas.
Wait, Ridley said this about Alien 5?
Yes, he was... Dude, he just went for blood about Blomkamp stuff. He was there wasn't a script. There was a 10-page outline, and there was some images and so on. He really went to just discredit it, in my opinion. And I feel like that is kind of messed up in some ways because I really wanted to see this film, but also for the sheer fact that
Ridley's being extraordinarily overprotective of his quote-unquote baby.
Yeah, very much so.
He did a great job, and then someone else did better, and then two people did worse. in a lot of people's opinion.
Well, I mean, compared to the first two films, yes, absolutely.
But then he crapped the bed with Prometheus, in my opinion.
I disagree. You will see a review coming very soon for that.
Yeah, you're wrong on that. But anyway, now we're going to be getting a sequel to that called Alien Covenant, which we're both super excited to see. We're going to see it about 9 days before everyone else.
Yeah, so.
But yeah, we are pumped to see that and how it goes. But it is still unfortunate to see that Ridley's desire to cling to this franchise.
He still wants to talk shit too, which is what's really crazy to me. You know, he really doesn't like Neil Blomkamp.
It's so petty, and it's like, well, now I heard that, you know, in the next couple of movies or this movie, we might even get a de-aged Ripley.
Yeah, you and I talked about this a few weeks ago.
It's so ridiculous to think that he's going to go to such extremes to try and curry favor with the Alien fan base, rather than just letting Blomkamp do what would be a really cool thing. You know, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, the fact that he had to just get out and pronounce it as dead. So, yeah, all of us clinging to hope. It's no more.
It's dead. Fuego, what's next?
It is dead. So, next bit is going to be the fact that we're jumping into some TV news. And so, there is a television series that we briefly hinted at on a news story a few weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. And that's the fact that Anne Rice and her son, Chris Rice, are trying to develop a Vampire Chronicles television series. So, as opposed to trying to readapt, we got Vampire Lestat, we've got, Memnoch, we've got Tale of the Body Thief, we've got, all these different things. They're like, okay, we're just going to do it like Game of Thrones style or whatever else you want to really, compare it to Classify on me. That's not even
True
a word.
Detective, or do you say you have True Detective? You mean True Blood, maybe?
Yes, but actually True Detective is a good comparison because of the fact
because it was 11 books.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
So 11 books, man. They are trying to make this at Paramount TV into a full-on ongoing series. And so it was optioned, and excitement on my part, but what is your thoughts, huh?
I really liked the original Interview with the Vampire movie with Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt. I did not
Christian
like
Slater
the follow-up.
Christian
Slater was good too.
Good. Yeah,
did not like the follow-up. Stuart Townsend I thought was awful, and the late great Alia was good, but didn't have a chance to shine beyond that. But it was just a wannabe sexy version of Interview, and it was just not good. I'm interested in the lore of the Vampire Chronicles overall, but I'm completely open to have it to start again and see what we can do in a television format.
Yeah, I'm very open as well, even though I have, being the Stephen King guy, I have not read Anne Rice, and she is one of his biggest head-to-head competitors
as far as sales goes, you mean?
Yes, exactly right. Yeah, but I must admit that her stuff early on, first 3 volumes, awesome. Actually, first 4 if we're going to include Tale of the Body Thief, awesome. Devil Memnoch, I think that
Memnoch
was the 5th
Devil.
one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Memnoch the Devil was the 5th one. So all those were super BA, and I think that with the right studio behind them, it could be much more properly served in a thank you News with Booze situation where there is going to be just I don't know. I mean, just like bits done through a TV series and just spread the story.
More time to actually develop the story as opposed to cramming it all into 2 hours.
Everything that I was thinking. Spread it through the storyline.
Gotcha. I'll try and pick up the slack here, bruh. No, next time.
This is what happened when I was asked to drink more.
I know, they're like, drink more Fuego. Now you see.
Aren't you steering the ship normally? No, now I'm boozing the ship.
Now I'm on it. But next story up is the fact that we are getting a complete reboot in season 3 of MTV's, I guess,
kind of a Scream TV
series. Yeah, I'm like trying to say whether it's not a reboot of the films, but it's just a new. Well, I guess it's an adaptation, so I guess it would have to be a reboot because the film is what it was. It wasn't a book adaptation or anything. So yes, the TV series was indeed a reboot of the film series, and it had not only its own storyline, its own characters, but it went for 2 seasons plus a Halloween 2-hour special that ended in 2016. Right? No. Season 3 is now... Well, no, yes. Season 1, 2, and the Halloween special were all the same characters.
Well, that's what I was asking, because I know this Halloween special came afterwards. So
yes, but it was the same characters.
But so all the guys who were no longer going to be there, that was like their send-off.
Yeah, but we didn't know it was a send-off. It was more of a set-up for the following season, which is what's so weird.
That's pretty whack.
Yeah, so it was a self-contained story, but they introduced a new character that was meant to play a part in the new season, and then... there was a cliffhanger that ended season 2 but wasn't addressed in the Halloween special that we thought would be addressed in season 3, which I'm sure was the plan. But they instead have decided to reboot said series once again. And not only that, but now under the creative direction of none other than the Queen herself, Latifah.
That's right. Have some bugging, yo.
Single.
We are living.
I'm glad I got my girls. Keep your head up, word. Keep your head. Okay, yeah, I'm doing a 90s flashback right now.
Dude, I actually watched a lot of Living Single and
too.
Martin. They were back to back in the syndication.
What's
I'm feeling with? Yes, that's these white men being acclimated to urban humor. No,
here's the thing.
We fucking love it, man.
What I'm wondering is, so Queen Latifah is now sort of the creative. What is it?
She is the executive producer of the EP, but there's like tons of EPs on this show.
Yeah, there is. But does that mean that they're going to change up, sort of the ethnicity of the cast?
Well, there was some specific quotes, which I didn't include here, as I bam.
No, it's okay. You're good.
No. They said that there was a very obvious ethnicity that they were trying to change, and they were trying to make it more multifaceted, and so on and so forth.
Because it was a very white show.
Dude, that show was white as fuck, and it was boring as fuck, too. Pardon for dropping the F-bombs.
Disagree.
Really?
The second season was better than the first season. But it wasn't boring as fuck. It was just kind of boring.
No.
I mean, we're splitting hairs here.
That's where I feel bad, because I'm like, since I said the F-bomb, can we cut
No, it's
this
good.
out?
No, you're good, because it's news with booze, so we're adults anyway. But
we are adults,
I
we want kids
just am not... No, I know, but I'm not terribly encouraged. But I'm not necessarily... I'll give it a try. I'll try the first episode like I always do with any horror show. I'm always going to give it the first episode. But, Fuego, what's next?
The next issue of awesomeness is, in fact, the fact that David Fincher, nobody expected that he was actually going to direct World War Z 2.
Is he saying he's back in now?
He's going to direct World War Z 2. According to THR, David Fincher is going to make his first big budget bit of badassness. Yeah, and I love David Fincher, man. It doesn't matter if it's like The Game or Gone Girl or whatever. And notice how I didn't mention all of his big stuff that everybody always points to.
Alien 3, obviously.
Alien 3, yes, exactly. But damn, if he is going to do a $200+ million zombie film with his homie Brad Pitt, that's obviously Brad Pitt kind of coercing him to come onto the project, and he's like, hey, I know we had these big reshoots for the last one. Please, man, come on, let's make this movie really, really fucking good, bro.
I hope that's what the case is.
I'm hoping too, but...
If they're just in it sort of half-assedly, then I'm not going to be super excited about that.
Yeah, that's embarrassing if that's the case.
But, I have World War Z, the book, and the movie wasn't the same, and
Max
the movie
Brooks,
was
right?
just... Yeah, Max Brooks. The movie was just sort of... It was just sort of a more bigger budget version to me of I Am Legend. Like, it just was so similar. The zombies moved exactly the same as the zombies.
Matheson?
Yeah.
With Richard Matheson?
Yes, the one with Will Smith. Yeah. Because it was just crazy, CG creatures climbing over each other, trying to get at you.
Yeah, it seemed like a horde of ants trying to crawl.
Yeah, and it seems like it's going to be the exact same thing here. That's what it was with World War Z1. It was just ants crawling over each other, going over the wall, and taking down helicopters. And it was just not that interesting to me. So I'm hoping that they're going to be able to, for lack of a better term, inject some life into this undead series that we've got going right here.
This is the man who should be behind the marketing campaign. As we are
you go ahead and do the next one, I'll do the last one.
Oh, you know I'm down for the last one. Second to last one, I should say. So, Blumhouse at the Overlook Film Festival. So, check it out, guys. Could you imagine a film festival that takes place at the same exterior hotel where The Shining was filmed?
In Colorado?
Yeah, in Colorado, dude.
Yep.
So, you show up and you're just like, I'm here to cover a film festival. And it's The Shining Hotel.
The Kubrick Shining
Hotel.
Hotel.
Yes, the Kubrick Shining
Hotel.
Heining
Showtel.
I want to touch the Heining. Sorry. So the Kubrick Shining Hotel. And if you roll up to this hotel and you're just like, man, that is like on point. That's exactly what I've seen and what I envisioned. And they're like, oh yeah, we just tried to recreate it a little bit with the snowfall and how we position everything. And so, yeah, that's something that the Overlook Film Festival masterfully reproduced in the month of April for something that I wish I was at. I can't even deny that. But yeah, there was a debut from A24. There was also stuff that we took note of, and most notably, it's the fact that Akiva Goldsman, Blumhouse, everybody is reimagining Firestarter, which is one of Kevin King's, yes. You know what? I'm just going to roll with that here because it is news with booze. I'm going to...
Yeah.
Stephen King's Firestarter, motherfuckers. Yes. It is... I dropped the F-bomb.
I need to catch up.
Hey, everybody was asking for a little bit of catch-up for me on this particular segment, but holy hell, man. The fact that Blumhouse is redeveloping and just doing a new version of Firestarter... George S.C. Scott, who is a patent-worthy Academy Award just winner and just awesome guy.
George C. Scott?
George C. Scott. That's the guy. George C. Scott. Yes, that's the guy that I'm thinking of. Sorry, guys. If you have talent like that involved in the scenario, it's going to be a good film. And the original Firestarter was very, very good, man. And yes, I'm very curious what an Academy Award-winning man behind cool properties like Firestarter and stuff like Akiva Goldsman can do.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what they can do with the Firestarter remake property. I enjoyed the original with Drew Barrymore, and even the straight-to-DVD sequel with the slightly more teenage female lead.
Yeah, but, it was a Sci-Fi Channel movie.
It was, but it wasn't terrible.
Just Shoot Me if
Oh, is that who it was? All right. Well, nonetheless, I'm excited to see what they can do with a remake. They remade Carrie.
Yeah.
Carrie. No, not Carrie. They remade...
Oh, they...
who's the one I'm thinking of?
Dude, they remade Carrie countless times. They might have done...
It was Carrie. No, I'm sorry. I was not Christine. I was thinking they didn't remake Christine, but they did remake Carrie.
I'm gonna drink real quick.
With Chloe Grace Moretz. Yeah, I know. Whew, we're at the end. So, anyway, moving on to the last story, you guys. That is the fact that one of my favorite actors from the original two Jurassic Park movies... none other than Ian Malcolm, otherwise known as Jeff Goldblum, has signed on to Jurassic World 2. So, we will be seeing him return to the island once again. I don't know exactly how you convince him to go back one more time when he's had to face T-Rexes numerous times. Not only that, but the fin back... No. He faced T-Rexes and Raptors 2 different times. And that is... too many times, in my opinion. So why would he go back? But nonetheless, it'll be exciting to see him come back. It was a bummer to see Independence Day 2 come out without him, so it'll be fun to see a new Jurassic Park with him.
He was in Independence Day 2.
That's how memorable it was.
It was dog shit terrible. Man.
I saw that in the theater, and that's how much I blocked out. You're right.
You were there with me.
I did. I saw it with you. No, that's how bad it was. No, because didn't he wasn't he going to sacrifice a bunch of people in a bus?
It's not even worth talking about. It was so terrible. Ridiculous. It was so terrible.
Anyway,
he was on my review.
I would rather see him come back as Ian Malcolm in a new Jurassic World movie than I was excited to see him come back in Independence Day 2. How's that?
There you go.
Fuego, are you excited about it?
So yes, I'm definitely supremely excited about the fact that Jeff Goldblum is going to be jumping on here for the team. And yes, Jurassic World sequel, bring it on, yo.
Yes, I will be returning to my series that made me popular.
And I'm just thinking about those, scenes where he is like...
Chaos Theory.
Yes. Chaos Theory? Yes. Oh, that's right. Yes. I'm actually thinking about...
We should call it there, man. We should. Thanks very much for watching. This was the Horror Show News with Booze, as you can plainly see.
Yes!
Make sure you comment down below.
It's all your fault.
Yeah, exactly. He followed your direction.
I did.
Let us know in the comments down below which story you are most excited about. What do you have your opinions on this week? Thanks very much for watching. I've been Cecil Laird.
Gracias, I've been having Fuego. Kinda.
Until next time, remember, stay scared.